I'm Logan Crawford, and right now on Spotlight, we're speaking with Milton Arch. He is the CEO of Envisium AI, which stands at the forefront of today's artificial intelligence revolution. He is steering an innovative firm designed to give birth to, nurture, and transform nascent AI concepts into revenue-generating powerhouses. We are delighted to have Milton join us here today on Spotlight. Milton, thanks so much for being our guest.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure. Let's start with the big picture. What does Envisium AI do?
What we do at Envisium AI is we're an AI incubator, meaning we work with AI companies all the way from the beginning. We start with these companies at the beginning, take them into the marketplace, test and refine them in the marketplace, and then grow them into independent, publicly traded companies. The goal is to have each of these companies to have $1 billion market cap. So that's in essence what we do.
Wonderful. What type of companies do you actually incubate?
Well, that's funny. When we got involved in AI, we saw a lot of AI companies that had these concepts that may or may not become profitable in the future. They were taking a tremendous amount of money to get going. We decided those were not the type of AI companies that we wanted to get involved with. We wanted to get involved with AI companies that could create revenue almost from day one of being introduced into the marketplace. Also, the AI companies that we introduce are strictly have a subscription-based model where it's something that consumers can sign up for a low amount of money, $10, $20 a month, if you will, something very similar to what Netflix models is. And then we could grow those companies from there on, to bigger and bigger companies. And the great thing about our model, if you will, is these companies are really self-sufficient. Yes, we can pour a lot of money into these things to really turn the marketing spigot on, but during lean time in the economy, we could actually dial things back a little bit and be able to navigate the market with a very low burn rate. So those are the type of companies that we're interested in working with.
Why is AI so hot right now with venture capital firms and major funding groups?
Well, the first thing you have to look at, it's like anything else, supply and demand. You have to realize that there are very few AI companies out there in comparison to how many venture capital groups there are and major funding groups and even angel investors that are out there. So you'll kind of see companies fighting over these AI companies, if you will. And the second thing you have to realize is what the promise of AI is. In the old days, it would take 10,000 employees to create $1 billion company. And with the advent of the internet, you saw Instagram go public and become $1 billion company with 12 employees or something like this, right? So the difference is maybe that's a unicorn, but with AI, you're seeing major experts predicting that AI companies will go public and become $1 billion companies with just 3 employees. Now, while I do believe that will happen in the future, what I do believe is going to actually become more commonplace is see companies become $1 billion companies in the AI industry with 12 employees, 10 employees or less. I think you're going to see that become much more commonplace. So thus you can kind of see why these venture capital groups, major funding groups, and even angel investors are very interested in investing in these things, because you can put some money into these companies, and rather than get a 10x return, you can look at 100x, maybe 1,000x or even more. I mean, the valuations are just through the roof, and for very good reason.
Exactly. And if you missed out on Apple, if you missed out on Google, if you missed out on Amazon, if you missed out on Facebook, if you missed out on any of the tech giants, we're now at ground zero again when it comes to AI. So the future is unlimited.
Exactly. Yeah.
Tell us why Envisium AI is called the AI Factory.
Well, that's kind of a funny little story, if you will. We did not start off to become an AI incubator. It's kind of funny how some of the greatest inventions, there's a lot of serendipity involved. We actually started off working with companies to help them decrease costs and increase revenue. And as we started working with some companies, for example, let's say there's a company, for example, that had $100 million in revenue and about 1,000 employees. We looked at, wait a minute, our technology can reduce their employees by about 90%. So now they're only going to have 100 employees. With the AI that we can introduce, we can take their revenue from 100 million to 500 million. So we were getting ready to disclose some of these things to our clients, and we said, wait a minute, what are we doing? We're going to give them this technology? It doesn't really make any sense, if you will. And plus, from a moral perspective, we were going to, start slashing jobs left and right. And we said, wait a minute, AI is actually, people are really, they're in fear that AI is going to cost a lot of jobs. Actually, what AI is going to do is it's going to actually create a lot of jobs. I think you saw the CEO of Airbnb said, don't look at AI costing a lot of jobs, look at a lot of startups happening. So we actually decided to launch all these different AI companies, these startups that are actually going to create jobs. And then we're going to have this technology. What we're going to do, sell this technology to another company, ask them to give us $3 billion for it. It didn't really make any sense. So in any event, we started off, I think we had 4 AI companies in our incubator at that time. I was talking to a venture capital firm, and I'm like, we have this AI company, or this other one's doing this other one's doing this, and this one's doing this. And he goes, well, you guys are kind of like an AI factory. And the name kind of stuck from there.
Sounds great. And it stuck and it fits and it's a perfect blend. Tell me a little bit about the type of assistance you provide to your own AI incubated companies.
Well, we're going to provide everything from the beginning, from inception, from creation. Now, we have 4 and even 5 companies in our AI incubator right now. We actually have 6. The 6th one is kind of top secret, if you will, because that AI company is the one responsible for creating all of our technology. So you'll never see that company on our website or anything like that. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to create these AI companies. And then we're going to introduce these companies into the marketplace. And when you introduce something to the marketplace, as they say, break plans, you have to definitely change them as you go along. So we put these companies into the marketplace, see how consumers are responding to these companies, make the necessary adjustments, and then grow these companies into independent, publicly traded companies, again, with the goal of each of these companies having $1 billion market cap. So really, we're going to work all the way from creation, all the way to introduction to the marketplace, all the way into spinning off these companies into independent companies that are, of course, we're still going to retain ownership in. So that's basically the from A to Z, if you will.
Wonderful. It is an exciting time. This is an exciting company. We've been talking to Milton Arch. He is the CEO of Envisnium AI, which is standing at the forefront of today's artificial intelligence revolution. Milton, thanks so much for joining us here today on Spotlight.
Hey, thank you so much for having me. Have a great day.
The pleasure is all mine. And to the folks at home, I'm Logan Crawford, thanking you for your time this time. Until next time on Spotlight.